What's good? What's popping? What's cracking? What's percolating? I can't, boy, look, it's early in the morning. Y'all know I don't even get down like this. What's up? What's good? What's popping? What's cracking? What's percolating? What's really good? It is your man Theo Butler, and welcome to a early edition episode. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. With the Rock Women Nation, how y'all doing this morning? It's 2024. Today's supposed to be some type of bank holiday. I'm looking at the calendar. I just know it's January 15th. That's all I know. I just happen to know that it's January 15th. Before we begin, like, share, subscribe. If you like, leave a comment. If you don't like, leave a construct. It's early in the morning. Good God Almighty. But we in here though. We in here, and as you can see, I don't know if y'all able to see it. We still celebrating. That's why we tired. That's what actually no. Celebrating getting to 900 is not why we tired. What's going on, Grand Madam? What's going on? I actually couldn't wait to do this show. That's what that was. I couldn't wait to do the show. What's going on? I could not wait to do the show. I was thoroughly excited because y'all know me. I believe in speaking strength to my brothers and sisters and everything like that. So, y'all remember when Dr. Eve Ewing, and thank you so much, Grand Madam, for being who you are. You are light. So thank you so much for that. Y'all remember when Dr. Eve Ewing took over Black Panther? We had some conversations. There were some conversations in regards to what her run looked like. What's going on, Juju? What's going on? That's who I wanted to be in here this morning because you're gonna be the one doing this. You're gonna be the one doing this. So Dr. Eve Ewing took over Black Panther, and there were some conversations shortly after she took over about how issue 1 was performing and how subsequent issues performed after that. And we talk when comics start doing as they were doing, they have a tendency to get canceled. And I'm like, what the hell that mean? Like, I ain't got nothing to do with all that. We gonna get behind our sister. Like, that ain't what that is. We understand how comics work. We understand how demographic work. We understand how numbers work. Well, Dr. Eve Ewing is still doing her thing. I don't think they talk about canceling her comic book. And shout out to the Rock With Me Nation, Black Panther fan group, Recast T'Challa for doing what need to be done. Hey, don't tell us to write in. Don't tell us to write in and act like we not gonna do it. No, that ain't. And then knowing the actor that we admire, right? And then knowing the history of the character, y'all remember the partial mask? Folks wrote in, say, hey, that dude back on his mask. Well, here we have one district attorney, Alvin Bragg. We have Jonathan Majors. We don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. As I told somebody else the other day, I do not believe I've lived my life for myself. I don't. I believe I've lived my life, maybe 10% of it, 15% of it for me, but I believe my life experiences are for me to be able to empathize, sympathize with others, speak strength. I was a legal specialist in the Marine Corps. I wasn't a grunt. I went out there in the field. I went out there. I can get you ghosts now. Let's understand that, because every Marine, their basic MOS is rifleman. That's what we take pride in. So it don't matter that I'm good with a key, with a keyboard. It don't matter that I'm good with a pen and a pad. That don't matter. I'm nice 300 yards away. I'm nice 300 yards away. What's going on? Come on, yo. I said all that to say this. I was a legal specialist. They didn't give me that job. I chose it. Guaranteed entry program. Juju can tell y'all about that in the comment section. Guaranteed entry program. No, I chose my profession. I wanted to be a legal specialist. And I wanted to be a legal specialist based on the inconsistencies in the judicial program. That was my motivation. So I became a legal specialist. Now, being a legal specialist, you got to learn the Uniform Code of Military Justice. And I just go ahead and tell you, as quite a few veterans can attest to, the Uniform Code of Military Justice is nowhere as lenient as civilian law. It's not lenient at all. Matter of fact, there's quite a few catch-alls in the Uniform Code of Military Justice. What is it, Juju? 130 some articles of the Uniform Code of Military Justice that you can violate? That's what I wanted to do. Now, in doing that, you learn some things. You learn some things that the average person is not going to take into consideration, whether they be military or whether they be civilian, such as loss of time. Chadwick Boseman understood the loss of time. He has a quote about it, and I'm paraphrasing here. That clock looked different. That clock looked different when you know you're running out of time. Well, in the military, we prioritize time, being efficient. Loss of time could result in the loss of life. You have to be efficient. Well, when I was in Marine Aviation Training Support Group 90, headquarters Squadron 90, I had a chief warrant officer who had just got promoted to captain. Now, if you don't understand what a chief warrant officer is, that's somebody who was enlisted, who's transitioning over to becoming an officer. Those are normally the hardest officers, period. An officer who used to be enlisted, a Marine at that. Just so we understand rank, we're really not paying attention to a second lieutenant. Butter bars, you just came out of OCS, Officer Candidate School. It's Lance Corporals got more time in service than you got in grade. I've seen butter balls. I've seen second lieutenants. I've seen enlisted personnel walk right by them and not salute them. No, you got to earn that. You got to earn that. Oh, you want to talk about smelling like Similac? You just got here. Ain't nobody paying attention to what you got to say. Well, you got to learn that Uniform Code of Military Justice backwards and forwards. You got to learn that. Excuse me, let me get this down. You got to learn that Uniform Code of Military Justice backwards and forwards. You do. You got to take pride in it. You got to own it. Now, by the time I got to Okinawa, Japan, because headquarters squadron, that's where I was stationed at for my first 5 years. By the time I got to Okinawa, Japan, I was proficient. Now, it's some things that I don't talk about, don't allude to, because my past is my past. But for some strange reason, they thought I would make an excellent marriage counselor in Okinawa, Japan. For some strange reason, I don't know what they saw in me, but that's what they did. I was a marriage counselor for newly married. You understand? Now I was married. I just don't know why I was selected. Well, if we go back during that time frame, the 90s, the early 90s, we know we were at war. America was. And one of the other things I was tasked with doing was putting together packages for soldiers that were going to go leave their families and go fight. Wills, power of attorneys, affidavits, and everything like that. I was tasked with making sure those soldiers were good to go so that they could go out and do what they needed to do without having any concerns about what was going on back home. Took that job seriously. No more differently, seriously, than I took the job when I was a legal specialist in Memphis, Millington, Tennessee. That warrant officer who had became a captain, and I'm speaking of loss of time here. He came to me one day, and I've shared this story with you before. I share it again. Hopefully you understand the point of where I'm going with this one. He came to me and he said, "Corporal Butler, I am tired of my CO doing a troop handler's job for them. Troop handler, staff NCO, sergeant, over a barracks, Marines. That staff's NCO, that NCO will send a charge sheet. We'll send a charge sheet. Now, I'm going to do some time frame here. That NCO, staff NCO, would take about 5-10 minutes. Let's say a Marine, fresh out of boot camp, was late to muster. That's formation. 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. Something less than 24 hours is usually what we're looking at. Well, we were getting a lot of charge sheets. That's would be the NCO, the troop handler, sitting down about 5-10 minutes, writing a Marine up who was 5-10 minutes late to formation, taking another 15-20 minutes to bring that charge sheet over to me for me to look at it. It's Article 86. Like that's an actual violation. See, it's Article 86. It didn't matter if that Marine was 1 second late. It didn't matter if that Marine was 1 minute late. It didn't matter if that Marine was 1 day late. That's unauthorized absence. That's Article 86, and it's punishable under the Uniform Code of Military Justice. I don't care about how long you was gone. They don't. That's a punishable offense. Well, be that as it may, my XO, the guy who used to be a chief warrant officer, who used to be enlisted, who is now officer, he was pissy about that. Because as far as he was concerned, it was wasting time. Because what would wind up happening? Well, it is Article 86. I do have to do that charge sheet. Well, it takes me about 5 minutes to type up that damn charge sheet. That's not the process, though. Once I type up the charge sheet, I got to attach some other paperwork with it. That's not a 5-minute process, about a 10-15 minute process. Once I finish that process, I must then sit that on the CO's desk. Once I sit that on the CO's desk, the CO then must take 5 to 10 minutes. I'm sorry. I don't want to skip the chain of command. It's got to go to the XO's desk. The XO has to look at it. Now, the XO has to pass it off to the commanding officer. He does. She does. They do. It's a violation of the Uniform Code of Military Justice. Well, once the commanding officer gets it, the commanding officer has to convene non-judicial punishment. Now, what happens? During this whole time frame, I didn't took time out my day to review it, then prepare it. The XO then reviewed it, signed off on it. The CO then reviewed it, signed off on it. We now have to have the sergeant major, the CO, the troop handler, and myself sitting at this non-judicial punishment. Now, this non-judicial punishment proceeding is probably going to take about damn 20 minutes. And do you know what the CO is going to wind up doing? 5 to 10 minutes. He's going to look at the Marine, take everything into consideration. Then he's going to look at me and the Marine and say, you're going to get a page 11 counseling, 6105 counseling. It won't go on this page 12. That Marine is then going to walk out the CO's office. The CO is then going to have a discussion with myself, the sergeant major, and the troop handler. He's going to dismiss everybody. Then me and that Marine are going to go back to my desk where I'm going to sit down and type up the Marine's counseling and counsel him right then and there. That's about another 30, 45 minutes. You know how much time we just wasted? Do you know how much time we just wasted? That we can't get back. That our unit could have been doing something else, something better, something that was going to move the needle. My XO did. My XO got mad. My XO said to me, he said, Corporal Butler, troop handlers come to the desk and they bring you a charge sheet. If it's not anything over 24 hours, I'm not pressed for the CO to see it. Now, he was putting me in a huge, I want to say he was putting me in a compromising situation because I understood what he was saying. He is a captain, though. He is a captain. He is. I understood exactly what he was saying. I was on that corporal. I was on that corporal. And folks that was dropping charge sheets off to my desk, every last one of them outranked me. But who did I want the smoke from? Did I want the smoke from a staff NCO who was not in my direct chain of command at all? Or did I want the smoke from a guy who went from being enlisted to warrant officer to officer? Did I want to smoke with him? Hell no, I didn't. Well, what will wind up happening? Watch where I go with this one. You will have troop handlers bring me charge sheets. Marines late, not missing, late to formation. And I would look at it and I would read it. And I would look at my, because we were wearing Charlies. If you don't know what Charlies are, that's when the Marines have on this short sleeve khaki shirt with the green trousers, gabardine trousers, things of that nature. I would look at my chevrons. I would, and I would imagine the CO standing in front of me, and I would imagine the troop handler standing in front of me, and somebody just outranked the other person. Is what it boiled down to. With quite a few instances where troop handlers would come to the office, had turned in a charge sheet on a Marine, and it had mysteriously disappeared. It had. One staff sergeant got mad. He brought a charge sheet in. Marine was like 10, 15 minutes late to formation. I threw it in the trash. Not in front of him. I'm not crazy. It's just when he was gone, I was like, I'm not going to do this. That staff NCO got mad. He went in and had a conversation with the XO. And the XO tore him a new ass. Don't be wasting the commanding officer's time. You are a staff NCO. You're a troop handler. Go lead your troops. Made all the sense in the world to me. But Theo, why are you telling that story? Waste of time. Waste of time. See, I understand perception. I understand how we are taught to view things and everything like that. I was going to be a lawyer when I graduated I was going to be a lawyer when I left the Marine Corps. I was going to be a police officer when I left the Marine Corps. I was a legal specialist. That's the normal trajectory. That's normal. That's the career trajectory, or at the very least, a legal aid. Like that's the normal trajectory. I didn't want to be a police officer because I didn't want my own people looking at me funny. I didn't want to be a police officer because I didn't want to be forced to do something to my people because I heard too many stories. Lawyer. I didn't want to represent the guilty. Okay, well, district attorney. I didn't want to feel pressed. Think about what I just said. I didn't want to feel pressed to convict the innocent. I didn't want to feel pressed to convict the innocent. If you are an attorney and you're not a lawyer, more often than not, you're going to be representing somebody that got charged with a crime. If you're a district attorney, more often than not, you're going to convict some. You're going after the conviction. Well, Alvin Bragg went after the conviction. He did. Loss of time. People like to look at the judicial system, and I get it. I understand it. It's the reason why I stress reading. This ain't high school. This ain't college. Those laws are on the book. You call yourself a Black Panther fan, I'm not talking about the character. I'm talking about the organization. Where that organization knew the laws. They studied them backwards and forward. They knew them. And do you know why you need to know the law? You need to know when you violate it. You need to know which law applies to whatever action that you're doing. You don't know that. You're just walking around out here being gung-ho and everything like that. It ain't a good look, especially when you me. Because when you me, regardless of what people want to say, that judicial system don't favor you like that. It's not equal like that. Okay, well, you got to move with knowledge. You got to move with knowledge. So let's move on to Alvin Bragg. Juju, you in New York. When did he run for office? Keep up with these notes while we're doing that. Dad was a cop. It was problematic for him. It can be, Kamoyo. It can be. Lived in Okinawa for 2 years, Cam Hansen. You ain't have no women on there. You need a hug, don't you? Folks was mad because we was on Cam Foster. I'm like, don't be mad because I'm on Cam Foster. You need a hug, Juju. 2 years? You was married, though. That's the only way you had to be. 2 years? They ain't sending nobody over there for 2 years. Not unless you took your wife with you. I live in Pittsburgh now. You know why I'm looking at you like that? How you gonna get on me about being a Steelers fan and you in Pittsburgh? You gonna get on me about being a Steelers fan and you anyway. You better stay away from the hockey game. Anyway, well, I'm pretty sure you got relatives in New York. I would almost feel like that about the Florida State Seminoles. I would be, but I don't like the Gators, so that's closer. Alvin Bragg, 2021, when the dude ran for office. And he's a Democrat too. It's crazy. Because let folks tell it, the Democratic Party is supposed to be the political party for Black people. Now, let me go ahead and address political parties. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I'm not particular about either one of them. I'm not particular about it. I love when bigots and racists try and assume stuff. I'm not a fan of either political party. Now, here's the difference between me and a racist / bigot. I understand that by and large, politicians don't give two damns about you. Us, as in middle to low income Americans, don't give two damns about you. You're not the person that put them in office. You voted for them. You did. But did you contribute to their campaign? Aside from voting for them. And when I say contribute to their campaign, were you a special interest group? Did you put money in their pocket? No, they just told you what you wanted to hear. And that's regardless of who it was. I ask people all the damn time, people that have a problem with Barack Obama when he was in office, I asked them straight up. I said, can I ask you a question? Yeah. Because I know what my answer is. We just going to see if you're going to tell the truth. What's that? Did your life change any? Did you live any differently when Bush was in office and Barack was in office? Was there a difference? Like, did your pay go up? Did your health benefits change? Like, was everything great for you if you was a Republican and you voted for Republican? That answer is always no. Ain't a damn thing changed. Ain't a damn thing changed when Barack was in office. Okay, you know what? That's because they playing us against one another. Now, I'm just wise enough to see it because I'm aware of how I live from day to day. We can sit up here and say Obamacare. Yeah, that's nice. But I mean, damn, we always had Medicaid. They just want to call this up because the dude hung his hat on it. But by and large, what you was making then, you making that now. Basically, whatever type of healthcare coverage you had then, you had now. Okay. The only way that's going to change is if you elevate. And they're not concerned about you elevate. The politician is not in office for you. They're not voting your concerns. They're not. Now let me put this on you. Let me put this on you. Remember when COVID hit? I do. That's crazy. Because I didn't realize Chadwick Boseman passed during the COVID year. That was 2020. Okay. Republican or Democrat, didn't even matter. When they went out and about during COVID season, you didn't see their family with them. Now, the only difference between the Republicans and the Democrats who were pro-vaccine, they had their mask on. You never saw their family, though. Well, the Republicans who were anti-vax, some of them passed away. You didn't see them with a mask on, but you didn't see their family either. I didn't look for the differences. I looked for the consistency. What you finna do that is, okay, well, if the Democrat ain't got their family with them and the Republican ain't got their family with them, but this one over here telling you not to get the shot and that one over there telling you to get the shot, I wasn't the only one that noticed that. Don't make me feel stupid. The issue is that people didn't vote in the primary, and those were the candidates we were left with. Gotcha. Neither party is mine, not the jackass or the elephant. Eric Adams, the mayor, is another one. Shake my head. LOL. That's got that. That was a cop. So here's what I'm looking at. Juju, it's an election coming up in New York. It's an election. Now, the first thing we have to do is, I wouldn't be the black host that's gonna keep telling us to complain, a la some other radio host. I don't believe in telling us to keep being mad, keep being angry. That don't do nothing but frustrate people. I believe in action. I ain't got time to be complaining. I'm too short to hold a long conversation. I ain't even 5'8.5". I'm not gonna do all that talking. I'm not. Wolverine's shorter than me, and he got less patience than I do. Yeah, I'm not for all that talking. Okay, well, Alvin Bragg, he got a run for re-election. I can't make him feel bad for what he did to Jonathan Majors in Florida. And it's gonna be, you closer than me, but so it would still be difficult for you to make him feel bad for what he did in Pittsburgh. But it's quite a few of us in New York. I looked it up. It's an election coming up. Well, why that ain't the news? Like, if we mad, we say we mad. I'm not in New York, and I know we got petitions going on and everything like that. I signed it. If you have not signed Big Tim's petition in regards to Jonathan Majors, please do so. I'm gonna be touching on that here shortly as well. But what? See, he too comfortable. He too comfortable. That make me feel like ain't nobody standing outside his office with no sign. That make me feel like ain't nobody letting him know he's not gonna get reelected. Like, that's a position. And that's part of the problem right now. Politicians feel like they can say and do whatever the hell they want to. They forget who elected them. Well, we don't serve the politicians. The politicians serve us. I don't know when we forgot that. Why he comfortable? Why there ain't no news talking about how angry folks is at his decision? And honestly, this should have been going on because I didn't know that this is the election year that's coming up. I don't know why that wasn't going on when he was talking about trying Jonathan Majors. Like, this dude literally should have been thinking about two different things. The Jonathan Majors case, And was his ass gonna get reelected? Now, if the talk of the town is he like taking on high profile cases, that's to keep a job. I'm a black district attorney. I got to work twice as hard as the next person, or at least I feel like that. So I got to show you that I ain't afraid of nobody. I'm not going to get into the what fors or the whys, why he tried Jonathan Majors, because we could spin that bottle all day long. The thing is, he can pay for it. He can suffer for it. Seem like a stand-up guy. Cannot drag up. And when I say drag, I can't find anything in his background, so there's no need in him, in me disparaging him. But what I will say is this. Watch this. He didn't see himself in Jonathan Majors. He didn't. Well, if someone said out loud his mindset was, I'm going to make an example out of Jonathan Majors, that's a fair assessment. He probably going to try and make an example out of President Trump. But watch this. Former President Trump. Watch this. Remember how I said you make an example out of those that's close to you? Well, if I don't take no pity on somebody that look like me, what make you think I'm going to take pity on Trump? That could be his motivation. Could be. Don't matter. See what I just said? His motivation for why he tried the case doesn't matter. He tried it. I talked about my experiences in the Marine Corps in regards to throwing out charges because he didn't have to. That was a conscious decision. Now, here's how you know the conscious decision wasn't the right decision. And this is regardless of what anybody that's anti-Jonathan Majors says. The only people, much like Recast T'Challa, you hear anti-recasters talking about women. Recast T'Challa shows women. Well, you hear people talking about Grace Jabari, Jonathan Majors, how bad he treated her. But the only people that say both need counseling because it was a toxic relationship are the people that's for Jonathan Majors. That lets you know right then and there, the people that want Jonathan Majors to be punished, they don't give two damns about Grace Jabari. They don't. She's just a token. She's something they can use to punish a man or a black man. That's all she's good for. Don't give a damn if she passed away today or tomorrow. They don't, because they never talk about it. Because if she doesn't get help, she's going to repeat that again. He doesn't get help, he's going to repeat that again as well. Nobody alludes to that. Nobody alludes to that. So what do? You want Alvin Bragg gone. You feel like he did a brother wrong. You can feel that way by the letter of the law. If Alvin Bragg is guilty of doing anything, it's wasting our time. And if you live in New York, what he's even more guilty of is wasting taxpayers' dollars. Jonathan Majors did commit a crime. We don't like it. By the letter of the law, he did. Now, here's what we don't want to think about. We don't want to take it into consideration. I said it before in the video. I'll say it again. I'm of the mindset. Remember what I said, what I was told to do by my executive officer in Memphis, Millington, Tennessee? Remember what I told you, what he told me to do with certain charge sheets? Right. Everybody got mad at what the jury came back with. You never asked why the jury came back with it? We heard that the jury was finished earlier. They had to go back. Nobody ever stopped to think why? Was it just easy to just feel like they wanted to convict him? No. If you saw the video footage, like I saw the video footage, like they saw the video footage, there wasn't nothing there. And they knew it. It's like, man, I'm not finna do this. It's a waste. This is a waste of time. Look at what they found him guilty of. Those are basically misdemeanors. Both of them. Every charge, think about it. What they charged him with, because see, that's what people keep looking at. What they charged him with and what they found him guilty of. Those are misdemeanors. Folks can feel how they want to. They can say those are misdemeanors. You think about how much time the district attorney's office wasted for 2 misdemeanor charges. You think about how many taxpayer dollars they wasted for 2 misdemeanor charges. That's not a win. I know what the visual aesthetics are, but I know the hell that's being raised in that office. You ever stop to think about the fact that the jury didn't want to do anything, did not want to give anything to Jonathan Majors, but because Alvin Bragg is a district attorney, he knew there was a punishable offense there. And it was. Doesn't mean that it wasn't a waste of time, because that's not what he took that case for, not for 2 misdemeanor charges. Our people not voting always cost us. Absolutely. So now what do? Well, I don't live in New York. I don't, and Juju don't either. But if you live in New York and you feel like Jonathan Majors was done wrong, I'm with that. Well, why is Alvin Bragg comfortable? Why is Alvin Bragg's email not being blowed up? Why is the district attorney's office email? You ready? We might be writing Marvel about Black Panther more than angry New Yorkers are writing the DA's office. Now think about that for a second. We might be writing Marvel more in regards to Dr. Eve Ewing's run on Black Panther than angry New Yorkers are writing the district attorney's office about the Jonathan Majors case. Pressure bust pipes. He shouldn't feel comfortable. He shouldn't feel like he's going to get reelected. Now think about what I'm getting ready to say. That's a black man. He's a Democrat. Jonathan Majors is a black man. I don't know how he vote. I don't. But Alvin Bragg didn't see nothing in Jonathan Majors that made him feel like him and Jonathan Majors were kin. He didn't give Jonathan Majors what the police officer got. And see, that's the precedent I'm looking at right now. Police officer got 14 months for taking a life. What they say was the max sentencing for Jonathan Majors, a year. That's what Mr. Bragg is looking at. And if you follow the news and you in New York, you pro-black, and you angry about what happened to Jonathan Majors, and you angry about that sentencing over there, why does Alvin Bragg not feel no pressure? Why are we not seeing no news? What we should actually be seeing a lot of news in regards to Alvin Bragg and how people in New York feel about that case. We're not though. Now let's talk about this other factor to Jonathan Majors. His acting career. So many of us, I'm not going to say so many. I'm going to say too many. Too many of us said his acting career was over. I didn't understand that. And after I thought about it last night, after I did the live, celebrating 900. Thank y'all once again for getting us to 900. It's not my victory, it's our victory. Why is Jonathan Majors' acting career in jeopardy? Now, I'm low-key being facetious. Why is Jonathan Majors' acting career in trouble? We filling out the petition to see about getting his movie moved over to Netflix. Well, y'all remember that song? I'm only human, flesh and blood. Oh man, y'all remember that song? Okay, well, I appreciate our love, our debt. Y'all, I'm getting ready to go somewhere right now. I appreciate our love, our dedication as fans to wanting to cover Jonathan Majors, make sure he good. But it wasn't just the fans that was covering Ezra Miller. Oh, no. It was writers, directors, movie studio that covered Ezra Miller. It wasn't just fans that covered Amber Heard. No. It was writers, directors, executives, movies. Oh, we need her. She can't be replaced. No, she can't be recast. No, we need her. Ain't nobody gonna say it like her. Nobody, none. Okay, well, I got my responsibility in this. I do. I'm supposed to be letting, watch this. I'm supposed to say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Okay, I'm black, I'm proud. I'm supposed to say it loud. I'm rocking with Jonathan Majors. Free Jonathan. You want me to say all that? Okay, well, I'm standing 10 toes down for Jonathan Majors. But this, because this interview was on ABC. Good Morning America. That ain't on the Oprah Winfrey Network. I don't own no studio, but if I own the studio and I'm black and I'm proud, I'm pro-black. What? Wait, what you mean my brother's acting career is over? Don't Tyler Perry own a whole ass studio? Like, why is this even a conversation piece? Because and what Anthony Mackie talking about, he want to build a studio. I'm here. We here. If Juju say, hey Theo, can you tell people it's my birthday? Yeah, man, I do a video, birthday and everything. Do some Uncle Luke tell you birthday. Yeah, I got you. Social media, video. I'm here. I can't hire Jonathan Majors, but there's some folks that can. We trying to get his movie over to Netflix. It's some people with some deep pockets could get that movie over to Oprah Winfrey. What we doing? Folks buy out college football coaches? The college football, his buyout is 50. Didn't Texas A&M just buy out Dabo Swinney? I don't think that movie cost that much. Michael B. Jordan can hire him for a project. Even that's what I'm saying. Like, I can do my thing. I can do my thing. And I feel us feeling bad, but I'm not on Jonathan Majors' level. And speaking of which, watch this. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again because I ain't perfect. I done heard some YouTubers speak out on behalf of Jonathan Majors. I have. I've seen comments, people speaking out on behalf of Jonathan Majors. I have. Have I missed the black actor or actress speaking out on his behalf? Did I miss that? Did I miss it? Because if I missed it, I apologize. But we're supposed to hold down our own. We see, I be talking about that. Why are we saying it? Because I seen quite his. What you mean his acting career over? How is his acting career over? And I got 200 black millionaires and 9 of them billionaires, and I know damn good and well one of them own a studio and the other one on a damn TV network. And let folks tell it he all that in a bag of chips as far as an actor. That's not adding up. That ain't adding up to me. I'm sorry. That I'm a logical thinking person. And I'm not gonna keep telling folks to complain about some stuff when we got the solutions our damn self. I'm not understanding that one. Oh, Dana White slapped his wife multiple times and nothing happened to him. That last name. Oh, hey Theo and all that chat, man. Yeah. So that's what I'm looking at. Like, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just why? Because I believe in speaking life. What you mean he can't get a job? Cause whose responsibility should it be to hire him? Whose responsibility should it be to make sure that he stays gainfully employed? I'm just asking the question. Whose responsibility is it to make sure lose a project? He should have lost a project and stepped right back into another. You know, hey, bro. They didn't let you go over there? Good. I got some. I've been wanting you to work with me for the longest time anyway. He free. That's a free agent. Unrestricted free agent. That's a first round draft pick. I'm feeling like Black Dynamite over here. I'm feeling like Black Dynamite. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Did I say something wrong? We got the chat section going on. We got the we got RC here. He greeting folks. I'm trying to figure. Also. We do have posters going out this week and everything like that. Want to make sure I stay up with that. Shout out to Gray. We do have posters going on and everything. We got Gray and Keita. We're gonna be getting their posters out this week. Thank y'all so much. Hey man, y'all better hit me up. Y'all better hit me up and everything like that. Let me know what mailing address is and everything like that, so I can get these posters out to you. We're over 900. Be a man of my word. 900. Gonna make it do what it do. But yeah, what we mean when we say he can't get no job? I didn't understand that. Now, if somebody can help me understand that in the comment section, please help me understand that. But Nick Cannon, and I ain't trying to hear nothing about he broke. He ain't. I ain't trying to hear nothing about that. Hold on. Look like we losing a little juice here. Oh yeah, there we go. It's Hollywood. He can get a job somewhere. I'm just asking the question. I ain't understanding. 2 + 2 ain't 2 + 2. I'm coming up with 5. I get if somebody don't want to hire him. I get that. I understand if somebody don't want to hire him. I get that. Don't want to, ain't going to. I get that. You don't, because you don't like it. Whatever. Ain't no black directors that need Jonathan Majors to do a project. Ain't no movies out there, no scripts or nothing like that Jonathan Majors can jump on. I'm trying to figure out when it's just not going to be us, because I, as a fan, is somebody experienced with the law, with the judicial system. I can only do so much for Jonathan Majors right here. I can only do so much. So am I saying we don't need to fill out a petition? No, we should fill out the petition to let folks know that it's an interest for Jonathan Majors. But I'm looking at some brothers and sisters that we're not in the same tax bracket, not in the same profession, but you and Jonathan Majors are. Y'all in the same profession. Will Smith. Ooh, don't have me dropping names. If he can't get a job, that tells you something. You might not like what it tell you, but if he can't get a job, if he can't get a job, that's telling. Now I'm just gonna say it like that. He can't get a job. If we saying he can't get a job, if we saying he can't get a job, and he can't get a job, he don't have the complexion for protection, apparently, but that ain't no excuse for all these black directors and executives. Black directors and executives don't Tyler Perry on a whole studio, don't Oprah on them. That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking, Juju. Like, I get it as a fan, as a brother, as a black man, I'm supposed to hold him down. Well, damn it, I got it. But I can only go so far with the baton. I'm trying to figure out. I got him. I feel like those that's in this chat, Rock With Me Nation, Black Panther fan group, recap. I feel like we got it. We got it. We covered it. But I can't hire him. I can let you know I want to see him on screen. I can let you know I feel like he got done unfairly, unjust. I can raise a lot of noise with the district attorney's office in New York. Like I can do all that, but I can't hire him. I can't hire him. I can write something for him. I can. But I can't hire him. Definitely can't pay him. and shout out to my brother D Real. It's 200 black millionaires in this country. 9 billionaires out of that 200. Tyler Perry Studios, Oprah Winfrey Network. Y'all can't use Jonathan Majors. RC, let me see. That's my thing, Theo. They always want us to compromise our integrities and walk back through that door. Nobody's unscathed except for Denzel and Morgan. The rest get a little dirt on them. And I don't know if that's any answer, but I like to point out the blatantly obvious. I mean, if it's obvious, obvious. If it's obvious, it's obvious. I mean, 2 + 2 = 4. That's obvious. People might not like that answer, but that is what that answer is. Well, like I said, I ain't trying to hear nothing. 14 months for taking a life, and you want him to go sit in jail for 12 months? That's what's on the table. Alvin knew that was if I was going to be upset at Alvin, District Attorney Bragg, about something, he knew that's what it was when he tried the case. That was the whole purpose of me talking about me being a legal specialist when I was in the Marine Corps. You know what you can and can't prove before you take your happy ass in there. I never missed. I never missed. Non-judicial punishment, didn't miss. Court-martial, didn't miss. 6105 counseling, did not miss. And once the XO put the ball in my court, oh, it was a wrap then. Because I wasn't going to send no Marine to non-judicial punishment to waste people's time. That's what Alvin Bragg did. He wasted folks' time. Now, like I said, we can sit up here and talk about why he did it all. That don't move the needle. It's done. But if it's an election year. It's an election year. Get off your ass. Let him know, hey, you effed over one of us. Now we finna F over you. Get your ass out of office. That's what you do. Remind him of who he is. Your ass finna get up out of office because you ain't have no business doing that. Not when you know damn good and well, as a black man, African American, how that judicial system been effing us over since we been over here. You didn't give two damn. You just became part of the damn problem. Get his ass out of office. Get his ass out of office. Let him know why you getting his ass out of office. Turn up the pressure on him. Taking the social media don't move the needle. Just complaining all the damn time, that ain't never moved the damn needle as far as I was concerned. No, become active. If we can write into Marvel, right? Well, the actor that we say we admire, did he not participate in a protest on campus? Well, who are we to do no less? Okay, if that's what that is, that's what that is. Let Alvin Bragg know his ass is gone. Let his ass know he gone. Then let him know why, so he can be reminded. We got your ass up out of office because you didn't do for us what they do for each other at the very least. You didn't do for us what they do for one another at the very least. You didn't give your own the benefit of the doubt like they give one another the benefit of the doubt. No, you went above and beyond to prove to the whole damn world, watch this, you don't see color. Well, remind his black ass just who he is. But I can't do that in Florida. I can't do that from Florida. I can't. I'm not the only one that feel that way across this country. And I know there are others that feel that way in New York. Okay, well, mobilize. We got time to lean. We got time to clean. We got time to light up a spliff. We got time to make it do what it do. So yeah, that's my thing on it. When it comes to it, he can get a job. I don't know why we sitting up here talking about that dude can't get no job. I ain't even understanding that. But shout out to Gabbo, Machiavelli Media. We're programmed to think worse first. Subconsciously speaking, we're programmed to think worse first. We don't know how to speak life into one another, to encourage one another, to say that, you know what, the odds might be stacked against us, but we still coming out on top. We'll not do that. And no lawyer should be telling their client false hopes and dreams. Yeah, I know you robbed 8 banks, but we're going to get you probation and anger management. Yeah. You robbed 8 banks. You robbed 8 banks. You're going to do some time. You robbed 8 banks. You going to do some time. That is what that is. Huh. We late. Let me see what we got. We hate you. We hate us. I don't. And see, that's the thing. I was watching a young lady and she said it best. And you know, go shout out to Denzel Washington going back to what he said. If you watch enough, if you watch the news, you're gonna be misinformed. If you don't watch the news, you're gonna be uninformed. One of the things she said, and this is poignant. Forget the fact that we're a race for a second and just go with me here. Forget the fact that we're a race for a second and just look at yourself as an individual. If an individual had experienced the things that our race, our ethnicity, our people had experienced in their lifetime, you would say that that person was traumatized, and you would take that person to go get counseling, because that person would need counseling to go forth and put those traumas behind them. Now, normally what we do is when a person has been traumatized, we try and tell them to avoid those things that are going to cause them trauma. Now, in this country, damn this thing, this is the truth. One of the things you talked about, RC, is that in this country, and I was thinking about it last night, but it just goes hand in hand with what I know. In this country, the swastika is more ostracized than the Confederate flag. in this country, America, where Nazi Germany did not practice their anti-Semitic behavior. In this country, where there was no Nazi Germany, that was over there. In this country, America, you're looked at more negatively if you fly the swastika in this country than if you fly the Confederate flag. Now, you can't fly the swastika in Germany at all. Our version of the swastika is the Confederate flag. Fly that here with no problem. Why do I say that? Well, folks want you to forget slavery, but have no problem reminding you of slavery visually, verbally, on a daily basis. You can't have your cake and eat it too. That's what Grandma and them used to say. Can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't tell people to get over it. That was 400 years ago, but you still want the symbols of that oppression to exist. You still want to talk to people like that's what that was. Well, if slavery didn't exist, then black people aren't second-class citizens. If the Civil War was not about slavery, nobody white should be telling anybody non-white to go back to where they came from. We're comic book fans. So we understand what happens when you go back in time and you change stuff, right? We understand what happened when you go back in time and you change stuff, right? Well, if that never occurred, then you don't have no issue with me. If that never occurred, we don't have these symbols, these images up here. If that never occurred, then we don't have, watch this, we don't have a Confederate Memorial Day if that never occurred. If that never occurred, we don't have the Confederate Army. Why did they exist? You can't have your cake and eat it both ways. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't. It's either one or the other. Well, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna get off and everything like that. This is me speaking, excuse the pun, life into my people. Biblically speaking, right? Before there was light, there was what? Biblically speaking, before there was light, there was what? Right. When the sun eventually burns out, it will be what? When the sun eventually burns out, it'll be what? Okay. Before man is born, he's surrounded by what? When man passes away, he's surrounded by what? So that's my low-key way of speaking strength. The answer is darkness. There's a word that's synonymous with the word darkness. There's a color that's synonymous with the word darkness. It's black. Black encompasses. Black absorbs. Black is eternal. Black is immortal. Black was here first. Black gonna be here last. I'm not making that up. That's biblical and science. Like that's biblical and science. You know that. Before that sun lit up, it was dark. It was black. It was black outside. Before the sun, it was black outside. Okay, well, when the sun go away, it's gonna be black outside again. Okay, well, it was black inside your mother's womb. It was black inside your mother's womb. Okay, well, it's gonna be black in the ground too. It's gonna be black in the ground too. It is, and you do some of your most creative stuff. It's black. When you close your eyes and you go to sleep, what do you see? Black. Okay, well, ain't that supposed to be me? That's why I said if I had to do it all over again, I'll probably come down with a little bit more height, probably 6 feet, right, round that thing off to like 6 feet. But other than that, no, I'm coming back down just like this here. I'm coming back down. Got the baddest women, as far as I'm concerned. Got the baddest women. Got the baddest women. And even though I wasn't necessarily blessed with vert, I can't jump like that. I think that's because I'm afraid of heights. It's them. We good in the sports we play, and I like sports. Well, okay. We got the coolest superhero, as far as I'm concerned. I just how I feel. And he dressed in black. We got the coolest superhero, as far as I'm concerned, and he dressed in black. And I know it's a backhanded compliment. It's still a compliment. Who they keep comparing him to? Bruce. Folks don't realize when they comparing him to Bruce, they comparing Bruce to him too. They never think about it. I'd be like, it's not bad. That's not bad. You compare it to Bruce, that's not bad. You low key comparing Bruce to him too. It's not bad. Okay, well, I'm good. I need us to start moving like it. If we were here first, we know we're gonna be here last. That's spiritually and scientifically move like it. Well, black is the most powerful color that's out there. I'm talking color because it absorbs every other color. Black absorbs light. We know that. We know that. Good God Almighty, we know that. We know that. Like we're not doing that. That's science. Like we know that. That's science. Black absorb. We know that. Okay, move like it. You can't insult. You scared of a black cat. That's why you say the black cat bad luck. Well, if that's who I am, because I ain't scared of no black cat. I got a black cat. You're not gonna make me not. My favorite cake is chocolate. Chocolate through and through. Chocolate icing. Yep, chocolate icing. Chocolate stuff. No, I don't want no marble cake. I don't. I like chocolate. Well, as far as I'm concerned, that's the best tasting cake out there. Well, not move. What? Let's move like it. I'm just saying, like, you got folks geeked up about Genghis Khan, right? Folks like Genghis Khan. I ain't mad about you liking Genghis Khan. I ain't. Well, we got Shaka Zulu. Folks keep talking about George Washington. Folks keep talking about Abraham Lincoln. Well, we got Shaka over here. We won't talk about him. And he ain't had no gun. He's making it do what it do with a spear. We talk about the 300. I don't want to talk about the 300. We talk about Shaka. Right. Okay. I don't care nothing about Spartan. No. Over here. We got that right. Well, we can't move. I'm just saying. I'm just asking the question. He right there. I don't. Well, if that's black, ain't it? I just thought I'd ask a question. So this live, this morning, I got up early in the morning for this. What time is it? 10:10. I go back to sleep. Listen, As In Vogue said back in the day, Grand Madame Tarot, you remember this, free your mind and the rest will follow. That's crazy how I just be pulling lyrics about it. But no, seriously, free your mind. Free your mind. The rest will follow. You in New York. Let Alvin Bragg know what's going on. Jonathan Majors, we don't know. Somebody got to talk to us because we know for a fact it's a whole studio owned by one of us. Somebody got to talk to us because we know it's a whole television network owned by us. So we're not understanding how we so quick to say his career is over. Because if you, as I said to somebody before, if his career is over, we had something to do with it. And I don't mean we as fans had something to do with it. Now that's the shame of it all. Listen, I gotta come back to y'all today and everything like that. Thank y'all so much for rocking with me. 9 a.m. affair. If you have not signed the Jonathan Majors petition, go sign the petition. But don't be afraid to ask critical thinking questions either. Even if we're not in New York, we can call his office and voice our opinion. Absolutely. Lead the rabbit trail. Lead the rabbit trail, though, Juju. Find his email address. Matter of fact, yeah, let's get his email address and everything, like get the district attorney email address and just email him. Like how you feel is how you feel. Can't expect anything just complaining. I'm not a person that's complaining don't move the needle. It never has for me. Ain't nobody ever gave a damn about my complaints anyway. So I didn't always have to find another way around. So let's get that information. Let's find out the information to the district attorney's office in New York, how to reach out to him and share it. And let's let it be known, hey, closed mouths don't get fed. We feeling some type of way. We know why we feeling some type of way. We can let the outrage be known, but it is going to be up to those that are in New York to make it be felt. You're going to have to let him know you're bothered, why you're bothered, and that his term in office depends on it. Now, here's the other thing that we need to start thinking about as critical thinking Americans, civilians. You put these politicians in office and you don't know what you did for them when you put them in office. You put them in office and you don't know what you did for them when you put them in office. I'm going to say this. I was thinking about this last night, and those that's in the same age group, a little bit older, let it be known that and I'm going to apologize right now because I know how this is going to sound. I've seen rich politicians, wealthy politicians, political leaders, if you will. I've seen rich religious leaders. It's not that often you see a rich social activist. You see a rich social activist, they ain't got no books out there. They ain't doing no speaking tours. You normally know something going wrong. And we saw that with unfortunately, Black Lives Matter. But now a politician, they never broke. Religious leaders, we see it all the time. They live in the high life, not their congregation. They live in the high life. You don't necessarily see a rich social activist. That's because as regular people, you're giving them all the power. You got to stop that. See, your politician ain't serving you. They're getting paid. They get to shut down the government. That's the damnest thing. Healthcare. They have everything that you, as the person that voted them in office, would like. And they're not trying to pass those benefits down. They don't give two damns. For somebody to say that, what is it, Mississippi is the poorest state in America, we shouldn't have no poor states in America. Who runs America? It's the politicians. Who should be running America? It's the people who voted for the politicians. Until the people that vote for the politicians understand that they're the ones that run this country, we subject to keep getting what we get. That's just the same. That's just the simplicity of it all. Listen, click, like, share, subscribe. Thank y'all so much. 9 o'clock in the morning. Oh man, 10 o'clock. I'm tired. Thank y'all so much. Take care of yourself. Remember, in 2020, 2024, I want to be able to talk to you and not talk about you. I ain't saying, I'm just saying.